You ever notice how the world just changed? Like one day everything was loud and colorful and full of noise, and now it's just kind of gray? Not apocalypse gray, more like meh gray. The kind that creeps in quietly until one morning you wake up and realize you can't remember the last time you actually felt excited about something. Since 2020, it feels like someone turned the saturation down on life. Not just in the world, but in us. We used to dream about big things, talk about plans, imagine who we'd be 5 years from now. Now most of us just scroll, work, eat, scroll again, sleep, and do it all over. It's not that we're lazy, we're just tired. Every new year we make the same promises. This year is going to be my year. And then it isn't. Not in 2023. Not in 2024. And honestly, probably not in 2025 either, unless you actually force it to be. Let's be clear. I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation is that burst of energy you get at 2 a.m. after watching one too many productivity videos. You write a to-do list, buy a new notebook, maybe even rearrange your desk. And then 3 days later, you're back to eating chips and doom scrolling. Motivation is like sugar. It hits fast, it tastes good, and it disappears. What you really need isn't motivation. You need clarity, direction, and honestly, a little bit of tough love. Because let's face it, we've gotten really good at saying, I don't have time. That's our favorite modern excuse. But you did have time yesterday to scroll TikTok for 3 hours, right? You had time to rewatch The Office for the 4th time, because it's comfort. And you had time to lie in bed thinking about how little time you have. That's the funny part, we spend hours thinking about how we're running out of hours. Let's break it down. You get 24 hours in a day. 8 for sleep if you're lucky, 8 for work or school, 2 for eating, commuting, and pretending you're productive. That still leaves 6 hours. 6 hours to change your life. 6 hours that decide whether you'll be stuck in the same place next year or finally move forward. So what do you do with them? If you don't know, that's your answer. You're not out of time, you're out of focus. We don't live in a time-poor world. We live in an attention-poor one. We waste hours chasing little dopamine hits from our phones and call it taking a break. Except the break never ends. Your phone isn't the problem, you are. A phone is a tool. If you use it to learn, to create, to connect, it can build your dream life. But if you use it to escape, it'll keep you right where you are. Now let's talk about goals. Everyone's favorite word in January. I want to save money. Cool. What's your system? Are you tracking your spending? Automating savings? Or are you just praying your bank account surprises you like a birthday gift? I want to get fit. Awesome. Are you following a plan? Tracking calories? Getting up early? Or are you just waiting for motivation to magically return? Here's the hard truth. Goals don't change your life. Systems do. Goals are the map, systems are the engine. And if you're not building systems, you're not driving anywhere. You're just sitting in the car, honking for luck. Systems are boring. They're not sexy. They're not Instagram-worthy. They're just small, repetitive, disciplined actions that you do until the world has no choice but to take you seriously. People love the idea of grinding. They'll post quotes about it. Wear hoodies that say, no days off. But when the grind gets quiet, when it's just you and your thoughts, most people quit. Because the grind isn't glamorous. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's lonely. It's waking up before everyone else and going to bed knowing no one noticed your effort. It's doing the thing even when you don't feel like it. That's not punishment, that's process. And here's the secret. You're not supposed to enjoy every step. You're supposed to respect every step. Because the grind pays in silence, then celebrates in public. The craziest part? We live in the easiest time in history to succeed. You can learn any skill, start any business, build any project from your phone. AI tools, YouTube tutorials, online communities, you have access to things people 20 years ago would have killed for. You want to learn to code? Free tutorials. You want to write better? Free guides. You want to get fit? Free workouts. You want to talk to people without sounding like a malfunctioning robot? Also free, though it might take practice. You're not struggling because there aren't opportunities. You're struggling because you're not grabbing them. And watching success content isn't the same as creating success. You can binge 100 motivational videos, but until you take action, you're just collecting inspiration like Pokemon cards. Let's talk about balance. Everyone says you need it, but balance doesn't mean doing everything equally. It means knowing what matters now. If you're building something, something else has to give. That's not unhealthy, that's reality. You can't become exceptional while living like everyone else. You can't prioritize Netflix and expect discipline to magically appear. Sometimes you have to choose between comfort and growth, between pleasure and purpose. It doesn't mean burn yourself out. It means accept that focus has a cost. But the reward is worth it, because once you taste real progress, you'll never crave procrastination again. Here's the hardest question. Are you really trying? Or just pretending to? There's a big difference between saying, I'm trying, and actually doing it every single day. Half effort gets you half results. Consistency gets you everything. If you're not where you want to be, stop blaming luck, the algorithm, or the economy. Ask yourself if you've actually committed, because you can't half commit and expect full results. I'm not saying this as someone who has it all figured out. I don't. But I stopped waiting for life to hand me the perfect moment. I just started imperfectly, awkwardly, inconsistently, and that made all the difference. The world might still feel gray, but maybe the problem isn't the world. Maybe it's the way you've been seeing it. You can't control everything, the economy, the news, the noise, but you can control you. And sometimes fixing yourself is how you bring color back to everything else. So this is your reminder, your little digital slap in the face. Stop saying, "Next year will be my year." Make this one yours. The one you look back on and say, "That's when everything changed." You don't need motivation. You don't need permission. You just need to start. You're not lost. You're just buffering. Now go make it load.